Welcome back to Mega Man 03. Last time we went to our local library. I don't know if it's local, it's underwater. It seems even less available than regular distance would make it, but either way, we got some info, but the operators need some time to repair it because, you know, it was a library that sank. Thankfully, machinery is actually a little more resilient than paper in this instance, so there's at least a chance it can be fixed, but we've learned a little more about Dr. Vile and Omega. But until we can get the full picture, it's time to interrupt some of Dr. Vile's operations. This time we've got a mysterious factory. So what's the deal with this place? Alright, sounds good. Okay, I know I keep saying this, but this is a relatively straightforward mission, and I think it's actually a little more true this time. I don't think the library was particularly complicated, but we did have to do research and figure out rooms. Yeah, we had to figure out where to go. This one is just a straightforward stage with, a mini-boss that's kind of important to how we progress. Either way though, yeah, you're gonna want the lightning chip in order to activate those pillars. That'll light up the rooms and also draw in the cyber mobs. Though mostly, yeah, you're gonna want this place lit up for the sake of making it a little easier. While this isn't terrible to look at, I imagine if you're playing this on original Game Boy Advance, yeah, this must have been pretty dim. The Game Boy Advance is kind of well known for having a pretty badly lit screen, so, have an SP or any one of the ports that came after the Game Boy Advance version. That's my advice. Play the Switch version, it has a backlight. Okay, so yeah, this is the mini-boss in question. I would like to say that this isn't exactly a mini-boss and more just a task, but, we have to push in these vents? They do hurt you if you touch them. I guess they have to be hot or something? I don't know. I had some pretty bad failures to these sections, just because if you just rub your body against them, Zero reacts the same as if he'd been stabbed. Anyway, I feel like we're at this weird awkward position where, like, we're so close to all the things I really want to talk about 03's story, but we're not quite there yet, so I'm just sitting here vibrating. Cause yeah, like, we can't talk about, any main thing. Also, here's, the real mini-boss that's an actual weapon. On purpose. Its ice form will shoot up, its fire form will shoot down. Pretty much just ride the platform when it switches, like so. And do your best to stay at the edge of the platform so that the rollers don't hit you. They're kind of annoying like that. Honestly, I feel like I had fewer hits to this thing than I did to the ventilation system. Or the core, or whatever those are supposed to be. But yeah, like, all the things I want to talk about, most of the dev interviews in the complete works are now spoilers for this game or 4, so I can't talk about those. We've gotten hints at things now that we've been to the library, like, that's the real kicker, is like, I can taste the parts I can talk about, but we're not there yet. I guess I can just reiterate if I haven't emphasized it enough. I love 1 and 2, and I think they're very important. At the same time, though, they're definitely setups for 3 and 4, and 3 and 4 are some of the best games in terms of story that the Mega Man series gets, just in general. So yeah, I'm just kind of sitting here vibrating because we're so close. And also, I can say if I haven't already, now that we're on Zero's 3 and 4, that this is the part of the Zero series I get really emotional about, and It's been creeping up, all the Zero and Ciel moments in general, but yeah, no, I think starting with the missile mission, it's just like, ah man, I've been waiting for this. I've been so excited for this. So yeah, before we get to the actual important bits, I just want to mention, man, I really love this before we actually get to them, because we're gonna be in the thick of it soon. I'm doing this stage before the next one because, I was actually gonna do the elevator stage before this one, but, you actually get an upgrade from this stage that you need for the secrets in the next stage, so, I switched that around when I actually got here. So yeah, in case you were wondering what the topic of the day is, it's... Man, Zero's good. Look, we have to have a day where I just go, man, I love this series. I mean, I haven't even had an episode where I just talk about how cool all of this is. Like, look, I like the broader themes of the Zero games, sure, though those are very important to me. But in fairness, I've also been trying to work in just an episode of, man, Zero's just cool. I mean, I did point out the fact that it's in the samurai genre, which is cool in its own right, but there hasn't been an episode where I just sit down and go, have you ever considered how cool the Z-Saber is, though? I think it's important. Anyway, though, we're at the boss. So this is Cubit Foxtar. He has, undoubtedly, irreparably altered several people's sexuality. Several's also probably kind of undercutting it, but anyway. Here's probably my favorite boss in the game. Also, probably the hardest one, too. So yeah, this factory was made for producing the babies. Samus would have a stroke if she wound up here. So anyway, though, yeah, about being the hardest boss in the game. Usually I'll at least try to get to the end of a take when, you know, I get hit and have to redo it. And usually I eventually win. Not so with Cubit Foxtar, in part because of this attack, where you can't actually hit him, and yeah, he's just a very fast-moving group of flames. Honestly, the EX attack is actually the one where he goes to the middle of the room and just shoots fire. That is frankly the easiest attack he has to dodge. Everything else, yeah, is pretty tough. And again, I know that went by very quickly and it seemed pretty easy, but again, this is a boss that consistently kills me even when I just take a hit and I'm like, okay, well, I'll practice the rest of this. Again, usually I do a pretty good job for the rest of the boss. He still killed me. If I got hit, he'd still just kill me. Even shoving myself face first into the fight. I mean, granted, I wouldn't ever use sub-tanks either, but I don't have to use sub-tanks against other bosses, even in practice runs. So yeah, Cubit Foxtar. I feel like I don't have that much else to say, just, he's very hot. Also, he gives you double jump. Is that stolen valor, or is it just anybody femme-presenting can double jump? I don't think I've heard that idea presented. Although, he did not impart the ability to air dash, so I think that either would have definitely been stolen valor, or alternate implications about his character. Either way, though, yeah, we have defeated him, and now the factory has shut down. He was a load-bearing femme, because while Vile did want to mass-produce baby elves, it wasn't something so important that it should remain around to be incriminating evidence. I guess we should be worried about the fact that this was just an excess project. It was optional, but they did want to have a ton of baby elves. Anyway, though, yeah, so done with that, let's get auto charge back on. Double jump, I feel like, is self-explanatory. You can double jump. I mean, really, what other information do you need? So yeah, we'll need this for the next stage in order to get all of the secret discs for it. We get a recoil rod move, which means we're probably not going to see that ever. And now, we go to the lab. Alright, so what do we got today that we haven't already looked at? Fox Reploid that uses 9 remotes. Which is a weird way of saying, yeah, you know, he's supposed to be a 9-tailed fox, he's supposed to be a kitsune. But it really just sounds like he has, you know, one of those overdone home theaters. He's just wielding remotes. Cubit Foxtar, why do you have 9 televisions and 9 remotes? This is utterly pointless, nobody needs this much stimulation. Nonetheless, he'll continue using his big home theater. I mean, he's got it, so he might as well master using it. I don't think the word remote should be so amusing to me, and yet. Anyway, though, yeah, that's it for Mega Man 03. Next time we'll take on the final of the 4 stages, and for now, we get to see also my favorite death quote. ASMR whispered, Cubit Foxstar kills you and then sends you to hell.